Introduction to breakfast service. Breakfast service is most often the guest's first meal at your establishment, and so their first impression of your property will be created during this meal period. Therefore, it is crucial that breakfast service is impeccable from start to finish. Breakfast is the first and most important meal of the day. It is also often the first and sometimes the only meal that guests will enjoy daily at your establishment. So it is all the more important that you provide each guest with an exceptional breakfast experience. In this lesson, we'll be looking at continental breakfast, full breakfast, and a la carte breakfast service, before finishing off with buffet breakfast service. Let's start with continental breakfasts. A typical continental breakfast consists of pastries such as a croissant and sweet cakes like brioche, often filled with a sweet jam, chocolate, or cream. It might also include cereals, fruit, yogurts, cold meats, cheeses, assorted breads, and a selection of hot beverages and juice. Continental breakfasts are often able to be offered as in-room breakfasts too, as the food doesn't have to be served warm. Next, let's look at full breakfast. A full breakfast, also called an English breakfast, varies according to region and taste. Some of the foods that form part of a full breakfast include eggs, either fried, scrambled, or poached, bacon, fried or grilled tomatoes, mushrooms, toast, sausages, baked beans, and potato cakes. A full breakfast is often served with condiments such as brown sauce and ketchup. It is also traditionally served with a pot of tea, but can be served with coffee or fresh fruit juice. Next, let's take a look at a la carte breakfast service. There are a number of ways in which we can adapt service for plated breakfast. At other meals, the guests will usually enjoy coffee or tea at the end of the meal. But often, guests want to kickstart their day with a hot cup of tea or coffee first thing. So when the guest is seated, be sure to offer them tea, coffee, or juice and deliver their choice within 3 minutes. When you take the guest's order, be sure to note any cooking preferences or menu options. Some common examples include how the eggs are prepared: scrambled, boiled, fried, or poached. In the case of boiled eggs, whether they should be soft, medium, or hard boiled. In the case of fried eggs, whether the guest would like it sunny side up, that is not flipped over, or over easy, cooked on both sides. Which type of toast the guest would like, for example white or brown bread. Which type of sausage the guest would prefer, such as beef or pork. Make sure you know which questions to ask when taking the breakfast order. Breakfast is often enjoyed with condiments such as ketchup or brown sauce, so before bringing the breakfast order, be sure to bring these items if they aren't on the table already. The order should then be delivered within 10 minutes of being placed. Finally, let's look at buffet breakfast service. If the breakfast service at your establishment is buffet style, there are also a few points to remember. You should offer the guest coffee or tea when you seat them. Also ensure that once you've seated the guest, you explain the buffet to them, such as where to get the plates, the different sections, and which items to order from you. The guest may eat breakfast in stages, starting with cereal and only eating hot breakfast second. If so, be sure to provide the guest with the appropriate cutlery as they progress through the breakfast. For example, a spoon with the cereal. Equally, ensure that you clear empty plates, bowls, and cups promptly to get them out of the guest's way. In terms of the food, make sure that all the dishes on the buffet are full, that they are deliciously presented, and replaced as needed. So to summarize, you now know more about the types of breakfasts and breakfast service styles. In particular, continental breakfast, full breakfast, and a la carte breakfast service. And finally, buffet breakfast service. Well done and good luck adapting service at breakfast.